Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, March the 26th, 2024. Tuesday, March the 26th. You know what? Today's episode was not a huge moving episode to me at all. The best part was Jason talking to Anna. So I think I'm going to come back to them last because that was the best. Laura, excuse me, Laura's killing me on this Heather crusade. Oh my goodness. She's spending so much time being concerned about Heather. She's not even concerned about her own psycho granddaughter. How's Charlotte doing? We haven't heard about Charlotte. Charlotte should actually, the explanation should be she's away getting help in a juvenile psychiatric facility. Not locked down, but a nice, cushy place where she's getting the help she needs from a professional. Come on now, y'all. You sent her to Switzerland. Do something. Don't just not address Charlotte because Valentine is still around. He pops in and out. Charlotte, Jake has not mentioned Charlotte. So it doesn't sound like Charlotte's back in school. Let's tidy up the Charlotte saga. She's getting help. So either when we see her again, she's either got her head right or she's still plotting. But now that they've made Anna the commissioner again, oh, she ain't plotting. she, she, she better not be plotting. Okay. When Anna was just ex-girlfriend Anna, oh, humiliated Anna, her past thrown up in her face and everybody knows it. Anna, she was easy pickings. That Anna's gone. Charlotte, right? That Anna walks differently. That Anna takes control of every conversation she's in. See, Anna Devane is back. And I don't think Charlotte has ever seen Anna Devane. She's only been around Anna when Anna's with her daddy. She's been around Anna. She's whatever. Anyway, Charlotte, I just went off on a Charlotte tangent. So I'm sick of it. Laura came to talk to Curtis first. She's talking about Heather. Then she was really trying to. Laura's like the sounding board, almost like a female Kevin. Curtis was saying that Sonny Corinthos had, probably hired Jason to shoot him. Maybe I was the intended target. And Laura looked at him. She said, "What reason would he have for you to be the target? To have you taken out in such a fashion?" In other words, she's going to say, Curtis, you are everyday Joe Blow. Sonny wants you taken out. He don't need Jason. He don't need to do it all in a crowded place. All he had to do was catch you coming home from the Savoy at night, up you in the alley. Come on now. You're not high profile enough for Sonny to want to put a hit on you, Curtis. You haven't done enough. Get out of here. The only person who would put a hit out on Curtis would be Selena Wu because she wanted to take his whole place. I mean, come on. So Laura was saying, she goes, Curtis, he goes, it's just a theory. Someone kind of brought it up and she goes, mm-hmm. She goes, do you really feel that theory is true? Or who is this someone that brought it up? You wouldn't say, right? She goes, because I kind of think you would have to examine the motives of that someone who brought that up. And I thought, good thing. I mean, because she's looking at him like, you can't possibly think that. That makes no logical sense. And it didn't. So he kind of stopped because he really didn't want to believe Selena anyway, and nor did he. But just because Jason is back now, everybody want to pin everything on Jason. Jason, it's got to be Jason. So anyway, Gregory is getting worse. Everybody, I don't know what is going on with that story. They are not going to let that man die. It would be pointless. Gregory Chase is not a substantial enough character that we need to see him die. Really, there's no gain. As a matter of fact, his death, we would all be like, oh, shoot, Gregory died. Man, kind of liked him. You see what I'm saying? It's not like Mike when Mike died, substantial loss. Spencer died, substantial loss. We all wanted Victor dead, but substantial loss. You know, who else died that we wanted dead? Brando. When they got with a Brando, oh my God, substantial loss. Brit, substantial loss. Gregory, nice character. So they have nothing to gain by having Gregory die from this disease. They have everything to gain by Finn getting off his behind and call someone else. He called one person, okay, who was out the country busy. Unless they gonna have that one doctor person show up in Port Charles and say, hey, I had a week's break. I know I should have picked up the phone instead of flying halfway across the world to come see you, Finn, buddy, but I'm here. Let me take a look at your daddy. And then this doctor get the real diagnosis, because I'm sorry, it has to be something else. Otherwise, it's just, why do all of this with Gregory just to let him die? I don't get it. And I would be disappointed if they did. We have so much more that Gregory as a reoccurring beeline, right? You know, we see him when we see him, but he's there watching Violet grow. We see him now into his next venture, whatever it may be, with Alexis working as a proof in her in the legal firm, whatever. We see him and Tracy. You know, I mean, something, but letting him die, I don't like it. Because it's useless. They can get better ratings keeping Gregory alive versus making him die for a character we like, but we're not that invested in. We're just not that invested in him. You know, at least I'm not, y'all. Y'all may think differently. Y'all may be, you know, you may look. I didn't say y'all. I'm from California. We say you all. You know, now you all, you all might be invested in him, but I'm not. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. So, but anyway, he's getting worse. His respiratory issues are getting worse. Finn brought him to the hospital only to be told by the doctor that, hey, gonna happen, it's gonna get worse. He's pissed. He could hardly walk. He hates, and Chase was there, you know, worrying about Dante. So now his father come in. He's gonna put that worry into his father. And Gregory don't worry about me. Don't look at. I may not be able to hardly breathe, but don't you don't feel sorry for me. I can stand up on my own, even though I'm almost ready to fall over on this cane. I don't want your pity. It's Gregory. Your overreacting is making them overreact. See, but what he needs from them is Tracy. Because Tracy shows concern. Gregory, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Don't ask me if I'm okay again. She'd be like, well, I won't. Then if you're okay, keep the stepping. Come on now, you lagging. If you okay, you know, move it. That's Tracy. Versus, oh no, daddy, you know, they're just, anyway. And I understand it, it's their father. But every time they act that way, he goes over the deep end because it makes him feel like an invalid, you know. So anyway, now we're talking Chase in Brooklyn. Finn told him that they need to speed up the wedding because the father's he's deteriorating faster, and for one, he's not going to be able to officiate, really. He can hardly hold a sentence, but that's when it flares up, you know. But watch, the stress of a wedding day would make whatever symptoms he's having, you know, exacerbating, go faster. And so anyway, they're going to do it, you know. And Chase is like, Brooklyn's like, no, then we're going to do it. And Chase is like, Brooklyn, but the wedding of your dreams. She goes, you know, it's the family that I care about. It's the having the family I love at this wedding. It's not having this huge over the top, you know, everybody from the neighborhood invited. I care about the families. Look, y'all, where does everybody have their weddings? Most folks. That's a Quartermain. If you related to a Q or your name ends in Q, where you get married? They're getting married at the Quartermain house. Period. Usually it's the externals that get married at that church, the small church that they all get married at. But Brooklyn and Chase are gonna get married right there at the Quartermain house. And we only gonna see 50 chairs in that little, that's all it's gonna be, 50 chairs in that living room. Because that's all they do at GH. I can't think of when, all right, this is for you all, aside from Luke and Laura's wedding, or and Curtis and Portia's wedding. When was the last time you actually saw a big wedding at with a lot of people there? Name that time, Daily Recap fans, who had a huge wedding. Don't say Luke and Laura because I already said that. Curtis and Portia, big enough. Theirs wasn't that huge because it was still at the doggone Metro Court. So it wasn't that huge, but the way they had it laid out was kind of big, you know, because that's what Trina found out Curtis was her father. Anyway, name me a time where there's been a big wedding. And let's see if we can get some, you know, everybody thinking about that. So anyway, they're going to do that because they want Gregory to be able to attend. Okay. And now let's get on to the good stuff. The good stuff. Do you see what Ava's answering the door in now? Ava opened up that door in her silk nightie and open robe, looked at Michael and said, it's a bit late for you to be coming by. Whoa, chick. And so he's like, well, I'm here to see my father. I'm surprised they didn't have him looking like, and what you wearing? Because see, had Nina been knocking on that door late and seen Ava in that, Nina would have been, what's going on here? Right? Because there's certain attire you wear when you're just a guest. That's, you know, you live in there, but you guys ain't like that. You got this level of respect there. I'm not gonna walk around like that, but Ava subtly knows what she's doing. Cause I'm sorry, Sonny ain't in his jammies. Ava does not need to get in her pajamas until she's ready to go to bed. And if she was in her room, in the bedroom, then Sonny know how to answer his own doggone door. Almost said a bad word, y'all. Yikes. So Sonny comes walking around being Sonny, and Michael's trying to talk to him. Although, to me, the reason Michael was there, he wanted to make sure Sonny knew Jason turned himself in. He did. And he goes, yeah, I know. Diane is with him, so he'll be fine. Well, what are we going to do to help Jason? What do you mean, help Jason? He's got Diane. I mean, which was true. And I'm thinking, Michael, that wasn't the right approach to me. Because he knows his father thinks Jason shot Dante. Why would Sonny want to help Jason in jail? And he's like, Dad, you have to think this is Jason. He would never shoot Dante. And Sonny's like, he left Dante alone on that pier. He left before medical attention got there. Dante could have died. And Michael didn't fire back enough to me because Michael should have said, wait a minute, Dad. From what I'm hearing, the only reason Jason was alive, Dante was alive, was Jason did first aid on him. Jason made sure, I think he did say, Jason, no, that was Carly saying that to Kate's or something. Somebody said it. I don't know if it was said to Sonny. Anyway, because Jason was the one elevated his leg, stabilized him. Okay, and then Jocelyn and Dex had to actually come on in and save him. Because after Jason left, Dante went into cardiac arrest and stopped breathing. So, well, not necessarily cardiac arrest, but stop breathing. Well, whatever. I'm not a doctor, y'all. Okay. He didn't have a heart attack, but his heart stopped. If that's possible, right? And they had to get him breathing again, and then they found the pulse again, right? So yeah, but you know what? Jason couldn't have done that on his own because it took two of them to do this, the compressions and the breathing and all of that. So anyway, Sonny, of course, wasn't listening to Michael, and because Michael's a traitor and doesn't know loyalty, and he goes, Dad, you know what? I knew that this is the reception I was going to get from you, and I came anyway. Okay, I came anyway because you have to understand. You have to know. You know what? It was Ava that brought up the fact that Jason did the CPR. Okay. He goes, you have to know that Jason didn't do this. He has his reasons. I don't know nothing. Can't trust. Oh, Sonny, they're having Maurice play such a weak. This is your mob boss talking. Buckle up, buck up, and start thinking strategy. Start thinking, Sonny. You're not. I understand your son is in ICU, but it ain't the first time. First time you put him there when you shot him. You still ran the business, right? So anyway, Michael leaves and he goes to pours himself a drink, and Ava's there. Oh, make sure this is open enough. Okay. And he goes, here, have a drink with me. So she goes, well, okay. And she saunters over. But what's so funny, when Michael was talking to him, she was standing off to the side with her leg kind of cocked over, looking like she wants to take control. And I'm like, oh my God, Ava, you didn't have the decency to leave the doggone room, chick, right? Because Michael should have looked at her and said, I need to speak to my father alone. So when she leaves, she's poisoning his mind against Jason. Now, Sonny, there is a theory that maybe Jason accidentally shot him, didn't know. And then when he saw it was Dante, he tried to save him because remember he was first aided up with the tourniquet around his chest, and he took measure and he called 911, and he made sure 911 would be able to pinpoint Dante. So, to some degree, Jason tried to save Dante, even though he may have shot him. Right? And then she's like, Jason isn't, before he left, I don't know, Jason, it took him when you were lost in Nixon Falls, for him to get together with Carly like that. And I don't know, that's telling you about his loyalties. I do question them. And Sonny's like, yeah. And I'm like, see, that ain't even how it happened, chick, and you know it, Ava. Carly had to fend for herself after Sonny was lost in Nixon Falls. As a matter of fact, Ava was working with Carly against Cyrus Renault. Okay? Period. Ava was using herself as a decoy. Carly had to take charge. Jason was not there. If Jason were there, he would have took charge of the organization. Jason was on the run with Britt. Jason got shot. Britt went to help, and then Jason comes saving Britt from Cyrus having her taken out. So then they on the road run together. So what you mean, Ava? It took Jason all of 2 seconds to get with Carly. It took months before he even got back to Port Charles because he and Britt had time to develop feelings for themselves in Canada. Okay? And then when he came back, it wasn't no, ooh, Carly, you're free. When he came back, in order for Carly to turn the organization over to him, and Carly still be alive and protected, Carly would have to be his family now because family's protected. Okay? Meaning he was going to have to marry her. Now, what I don't understand, well, because you know what, Carly did not want to be in the mob life. She only took over to keep her and her kids alive because the other mob bosses would have eliminated her and the kids. She had to step up, and Cyrus was poised to take over, right? So Jason couldn't come back and just be her enforcer, her right-hand man. She didn't want to be. She did what she had to do. But that don't mean that's what she wanted to do for her career move, you know? So the only answer would be Jason and her getting married, Jason taking over the mob, and she's just mob wife again. And Ava knew that. But see, Sonny ain't thinking. He ain't thinking at all because all of that was told to him, explained to him by Jason and Carter. All of it. But he don't want to think rationality. He don't want to think, chick, you the one that was instrumental in my son going full-fledged bipolar and making irrational decisions. That's you, Ava. You the one who did what she's doing to Sonny now is what she did to Sonny when she convinced him that AJ killed Connie, and it was her. You forgetting that? Ava also is the one he ain't thinking. You and my ex that I won't let you say her name are thick as thieves. Wait a minute. Are you trying to say you didn't know Nina reported Carly and Drew? You didn't know that, Ava? See, that has never come out. And the reason it hasn't come out is because they're waiting for Nina to get fed up and see Ava for the viperous snake in the pit she is. And Nina's going to tell Sonny, who do you think gave me the idea? It was Ava. And Ava will be standing there. No, I was joking. I didn't think she would go through with it. And then Sonny will be, but when she did go through with it, you sure didn't tell me, did you? See, that should be coming later. It better be. Because one thing about Ava, all her crimes and bad decisions she does, they all come out. They really do. Seriously. So it'll come out. And I'm looking forward to that. Now, Anna and Jason's Kate's. Kate has the nerve. See, I can't stand that character. I can't stand him, y'all. He's scum. Goes to Carly. I'm coming here to talk to you. And Carter's like, I have nothing to say to you. Jason Morgan turned himself in. Now, this is an FBI agent. So you got to think, why are you doing what you do? And Carly looked, oh, well, shoot. She tells her, hey, I need you to take over because I got to go somewhere real quick. And he's like, no, you can't go. He's in police custody. She goes, I can too go and check up on my friend. And then his conversation was all out the off the blue, off the cuff. Because he even brought up, I don't care about Jason Quartermain at all. And she goes, Jason Quartermain? No, I don't care about Jason Morgan, but I sure know about Jason Quartermain. And she goes, what do you mean, Jason Quartermain? He hasn't been called that. And then Kate's just a stupid idiot that says, well, back in the day, he and I fell for or high school, you may have even said high school. He and I fell for the same woman. And maybe said back in the day. And she goes, Karen? And she said her last name. And she says, oh, so wait a minute. You're holding a grudge over something that happened decades ago. So you do have a history with Jason. See, you should have recused yourself from the case, from that part. And then, no, then you and Sonny had dealings with each other. Yet another conflict of interest. You got two conflicts of interest, and yet you didn't recuse yourself. She goes, that's the kind of scum you are. Right? She actually put him in his place as she's walking out the door to go see Jason. And what I hate, he always just stands there with his eyes just looking like, did that go right? Did I get the what I was looking? I can't stand him. But it's Jason when he talked to Anna. It's funny. Anna showed more that she and Jason were close than I've ever seen. She and Jason talked to her. You know how Jason never, because if he says, I don't want to say anything until my attorney's present. And she goes, you know what, Jason, I can understand that because that's your MO. You say that. She said, but what I don't understand is why you would talk to FBI, uh, Special Federal Agent Cates, for over an hour in here. She says, oh, I know you wasn't saying you're not going to say anything without your attorney present. So there's some connection between you and John Cates, and I want to know what it is. And she goes, there's something. And so Jason opened up a little bit about, and she asked him first and foremost, did you shoot Dante Falconeri? And she's like, oh, thank God. Now, here's the thing. She didn't disbelieve him because she knew Jason wasn't going to lie. Jason told her everything that happened and what he did. She goes, why didn't you stay there? He goes, because I would have been taken into custody. And Special Agent Cates wouldn't have wanted that. And Anna's like, wait, what? He goes, oh, I've been working as an informant for the past 2 years for John Cates. Anna's like, wait a minute. You are an FBI informant? He said, yeah. And she goes, okay, so you were on the roof to take out Sonny. He goes, no, I did not know. He said, we don't know until the last minute. He says, I knew the targets have been Sonny. He said, but she goes, so were you at the other attempts on his life at the Metro Court, Metro Court, and Puerto Rico? He says, no. He goes, they rarely send the same team twice. But they had me and the guy he was with, we reviewed what happened at each. They had us reviewing what went wrong, what happened. He goes, so I knew Sonny was a target. He's saying that, so she goes, so you knew you were going to the warehouse. Did you not tell John Cates that was your next, you were going to be there? He goes, yeah, I told him. He knew days before. She says, what? And she put that's where her in the picture. She goes, you mean he knew that that was going to go down? And he sat back here. He goes, wait a minute. He says, Jason was like, Kate wasn't there early enough to try to prevent it. Oh, Jason was just, because Kate is supposed to have making sure that didn't happen. Kate is sitting back at, the police department waiting for Dante and Chase to give him that tip. Oh, Jason stood up. He said, wait, what? He sat back down. He then spilled all the beans. He says, look, the FBI is investigating. See, I knew, what was I saying, everybody? They got to tie in Pikeman. They were investigating Pikeman and the WSB because they go hand in hand. So Jason had to sign on because, see, Pikeman hires mercenaries, or not Pikeman, the WSB hires mercenaries. And then they bring them into the fold and then they send them on. He's saying, so he had to come in through the ranks, through the WSB. And Pikeman, slash Pikeman, because you know how the WSB hires Pikeman's mercenaries, and then Pikeman, they do switches. So Jason had to come in through that route. So the FBI is on to the WSB, or trying to figure out how far the corruption goes down. And remember, we were saying, well, what was Brennan doing? The one that's in Pentonville. So see, he's a part of that too, but on the WSB Pikeman end, because the corruption starts that deep, which is why they got rid of Frisco. Remember when the whole Victor saga came up? So, oh my goodness, Anna is like, see, so now she knew she didn't like Kate's. And even though she was drinking with Kate's, I still kind of thought she had an angle, right? And now she knows what Kate's, my 15-year-old coughing. So now she knows, oh, Kate's was still withholding. Yeah, he's pretending he wants, but he still got his own agenda. So yeah, Jason told her everything. And the problem is, what they talked about was, Jason says, if Dante dies, then I'm going up for capital. Special circle, he'll be going to jail for life. And so she goes, don't count Dante out. He's hanging in there. Dante is strong. So now I know Dante's not going to die, right? Look, actor's just taking a much needed vacay, right? Maybe he needed to work on a movie. like, Nicholas Chavez. Okay, maybe he's doing a little special project, but Dante is going to be back. So anyway, Jason or recast him. Who cares? I mean, don't have to be the same actor playing Dante. They could even temporarily recast him. Oh, come on, why don't they do that anymore? But you know what? We need this for him to be out so he can't tell that Jason didn't do it. This all needs to kind of play out. Dante may wake up just to save the day and say Jason didn't do it, right? So anyway, Anna is saying, okay, and I can't help you. There's nothing the PCPD can do to get Jason off on this. And she goes, but Jason, since you were working for the federal government, for the feds, why didn't you just let them take you back? And they could have, he goes, well, look, the reason being, he said, or go with the extraction. He goes, well, the extraction team, I got compromised when I did call 911. He goes, I wasn't going to let Dante die, but I knew you all would recognize my voice. He said, so once the APB went out as Jason Morgan called it in, then they would know I was a plant, because that's not the name that they had. He said, so I was going to try to go back to the FBI. He said, because they would just reassign me on another case. He says they have RICO charges um, in play. He didn't say on me, but he says they have leverage with RICO charges. He still has not said who it's for. He said, she goes, Sonny? And he goes, no, they would never stick on Sonny. So that led me to believe they've got him on somebody else. Carly, he would do this for, and he would do this for Sam, and he would do this for Michael. Michael hasn't done anything that I know about, but it could be something that has to do with Carly and or Sam. I don't know. But he said, Sonny, he goes, no, they would never stick on Sonny. And so Anna's thinking they're on him. But you know what? I don't think, see, Jason to clear himself, I mean, possibly he would work with the FBI to get the RICO charges off of him. I don't know. But I think it's someone he loves. I really, 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 honestly, that's what I'm thinking. So, Anna's like, okay. He says, and I didn't know that they have pictures of me with a drone, putting me on top with that sniper. He says, so now the FBI can't intervene. Like, he goes, if they wouldn't have had those pictures, then that's why I left the scene, because nobody would have known it was me. He goes, Dante knew. Dante seen me. Dante knows I didn't shoot him, but Dante would have cleared my name, you know, and I would be reassigned by the FBI. So anyway, just saying now, it just kind of got out of hand. So good. She is going to do whatever she can, but there's nothing she can do. But she knows now the truth. And now Anna is going to be at her game on a whole different level. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot, y'all. Okay, I've talked a lot. You could tell I'm feeling better. I'm getting ready to go to comment corner, comment corner. I'm going to start from the top down today. I am setting my 10-minute stop clock. Just says, thank you for all you do. I truly enjoy your recaps, even after I've already seen the episode. Thank you, Just. Um, and then we have user GB says, so happy Jason came clean to Anna about Jagger. Me too. Annette says, Jason Quartermain, come on. And Annette says, back, come on back. That would be interesting if his brain switched to Jason Quartermain. Yeah, but he wouldn't have his medical license. Annette says Pikeman's coming back. Yes, they're going to finally tidying up that story. Annette says Chase grow up. What is going on with the storyline? Uh, just think he would already wait. Just thinks he would really shoot Dante after everything he's done for Sonny. Unbelievable. Must be talking about Chase. Hello there, says Trina was off the rails about Jason. She has no proof. She needs to get a grip. I know she's upset over Spencer, but she was ridiculous. She was ridiculous. I just thought they have nothing to do about her with her, right? Because that came out of nowhere, Trina. Sandy says, I don't like Jagger, Malibu Ken. He does look like he could have been in the Barbie movie, huh? As Malibu Ken. And he and his bad attitude towards Jason. He's so jealous over everybody that Karen looked at Jason and Karen looked at Sonny and he's mad at them both. Right? And then he, cheated on her and divorced her and everything else. Clemmy says, so it looks like Kate and Jason are uh, working undercover as mercenary. Or Kate has Jason. Yeah, the FBI does. I think it is for pikeman shipment still. Yeah, they tidied it up. I think all this ties together in some way, and it does. You're right, Clemmy. Talking about he is protecting Carly. I want to know who he is protecting. He could be protecting something from Sam in her old days. She was a mess. P. Merle says, I suppose you mean mercenary. Yeah, mercenary. Sam was a grifter. RICO charges would be a stretch. I know. Sam was just too big con artist. Yolanda says, recap lady, I like it when you make predictions. What will happen with Jason and Jagged? Jagged will end up just being falling from grace with the FBI, ultimately walking away from the storyline as, you know, the bad FBI agent with the vendetta got beaten. He's gone. I don't see Jagged dying. The only, and you know what? I don't even call him Jagged because that's not Jagged. Everything they're doing, this is a completely different character. John Cates. Come on now. Cates, I don't see him getting killed. If Kate gets killed, it won't be Jason. It will be Brennan. Somehow Brennan, who's locked up in Pittenville, he's still high up. Somehow Brennan may end up, because I don't think we're done with him. He may be the one to kill Cates. And then Tony says, what the Sam Hill? Um, what this woman is talking about, Elizabeth raising her own kids, raised her own kids. You must be talking about when Willow was talking to Elizabeth. Yeah, Elizabeth, her gram raised them kids more than her, but they always showed them living with her. You know how sometimes kids live with the gram, like she was thrown to her gram to raise her by her parents, or the kids never lived with their father. Well, even though Cameron's father was dead, but she didn't let Lucky take Aiden anywhere. And Jason, she pretty much kept Jake protected from Jason's life. So okay, loose term raised. Elizabeth's always been Elizabeth in Elizabeth's world. C.S. Carly says Danny versus Jake, funny. I am says Miss Wu implicated Sonny and Jason. She told Curtis that Sonny ordered Jason to shoot him. Ron says the bullet coming from that gun was ricocheted off the wall. So where was the intended victim? But she looked for the nearest person to blame. I know. That was really off kilter for Selena to say that. Wait till that gets back to Sonny. Brenda says, I have a thought, Miss Lady. Wouldn't Jason still get blamed for being there with the other guy he had been working with? Yeah, but like he told Anna, I made sure he missed that shot. Okay. So pretty much he saved Sonny. He was there and he saved Sonny. Teresa says, Liz and Jake thought Jason shot Franco too. And then I am says, Liz always turns against Jason. Patty says, really? Because Jake was mad at his mom and he told Aiden he didn't want to talk to his mom uh, about that, thinking wait, about what he's thinking about his dad, because he tried, he's tired of his mom, Elizabeth, defending Jason. So she doesn't believe Jason shot Dante. I don't know if she ever really conveyed that, because she sure hasn't conveyed it to anybody else she talked to. Tony said Jake did not think Franco shot, Jake did not think his dad shot Franco. Total opposite. Liz never believes in Jason. Liz always sides against him. And P. Merrill says, right, it was Cameron who was adamant about Jason's guilt. That's true, P. Merrill. Liz sure can pick him. Deadbeat dad, serial killer, enforcer, etc. That is true. Cameron was the one. It was not Jake. Jake always believed in his father. That, remember, Cameron was the one that shot Jason, or they thought he shot Jason, but it ended up being someone from behind Cameron. That's the bullet that hit Jason, one of Cyrus's men, not Cameron. But yeah, he thought Jason killed Franco. Anita says, I thought Trina's acting as Spencer's marker was really believable. At least she displayed some emotions once, which usually she does not, in my opinion. And then Denzel says, and for Willow telling Liz that Jason and Sonny were like brothers, Like Liz didn't know that. She's known Jason for years. I ain't no Liz fan, but isn't wait, but it's a fact though. Yeah, it is. But Willow's being like Nina, lying and keeping secrets now by not telling Elizabeth everything. IMO. I don't know what IMO is. Now listen, Willow is learning family mob boss code. Willow should never have told Elizabeth anything she personally knew about Jason. We don't know where Elizabeth's loyalties lie. Elizabeth is talking about Jason needs to be brought to justice. Elizabeth has not shown she's on Jason's side. There'd be no way I would tell Elizabeth anything, and I'm happy Willow did not. She's smart enough not to have done that. And then Willow would have figured, Liz would have figured out you're the one that took them. You actually probably did take some meds. See, no, keep your mouth shut. Elizabeth needs to have plausible deniability about everything. She doesn't need to know anything personal. If Jason wanted her to know, he would have went to her. Uh, P. Merle says, why would Willow implicate her family by telling Liz anything? Thank you, P. Merle. This is the woman who ratted Nick out to save her skin. IM says, outside of the stolen meds that implicates Willow, she is a newbie compared to them. Jason has saved all of their lives. Let's not forget, Jake was not convinced, conceived out of love. No, he was not. He was not conceived out of love. Um, how did that happen? I think Jason and Elizabeth, did they sleep in the church? She found him. He had think I had gotten shot, and Elizabeth patched him up. And Elizabeth always wanted Jason, and so she allowed, made sure yeah, I could say that would be mean what I was getting ready to say, but yeah, she made sure it happened, right? Liz and Jason were both in relationships. Liz sought comfort from a friend and continued to find herself running to Jason while married to Lucky. Yes, Jason and Sam were on the men's. Liz asked Jason to lie about being with her when he never lied to Sam before. She asked him to pretend Jake was Lucky's and give up his parental rights. Well, yeah, but the pretend was to keep him safe. I still don't know if I would have went with that, but Liz is good at keeping secrets, lying, and forgetting. Yes, she sure is. Well, that's my 10 minutes, everybody. That's Comment Corner, Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.